Hello once again everybody, welcome back to Satisfactory. In this video we're going to be having a little look at the power system because there has been a few changes. So here we are in our fuel generator power station thing. I've put a bit of a roof on this middle gangway corridor thing. Anyway, I think it looks quite cool. But anyway, let's come out. Right now we have zero power. Power grid A is our normal grid. There's absolutely nothing on there right now. Power grid B, of course, is the fuel power plant itself. I've got a little bit of charge in the batteries because every now and again the generators will start up with a little teeny tiny bit of fuel still sloshing around in the pipes, and it's enough to set them off. So yes, speaking of batteries, I have added batteries to the fuel power plant. So basically there are two different ways that we can run the fuel power plant. First one is to manage the flow of fuel with all my valves. We can do it that way, so that we can control which of these generators are actually running, so that we can match demand and make sure that we're not wasting too much fuel. Or we can send as much fuel as we can into the fuel power plant with see, we're charging again. We're charging again for some reason. There's a bit of fuel still sloshing around. But yes, we've got enough batteries so that we can absorb all of the excess power from here, so none of that power is going to be wasted. So we've got them all along this side. It's all along the other side as well. It really is quite impressive. I've also increased the storage for fuel along here quite significantly. Yeah, and it's all full. Oh, I love it. So over here then we've got some more batteries all the way down that side as well. There's so many of them. Because the output of this is 6,300 megawatts, you need to be able to soak up 6,300 megawatts. Each battery can only charge at 100 megawatts, so you need 64 of them, and that's exactly what I have. So we're just going to have a little look over here regarding everything else. Now, these is of course my emergency power. This has been here since pretty early on, ever since I moved here. That's very important. There are two switches now to activate the emergency power. There's this one in here as usual, and then there's another one over by the coal power plant. The coal power plant is completely empty right now. It's got a bit of water in it just to prime the system, but everything else is completely empty. So we head down here. I've built another power line just under here to take that power over here now. So we've got this switch here, so you can hook them up. 5 megawatts is the power consumed by the elevator inside. So it would take a very long time for the emergency power to drain if that's all we had to use it for. So we'll activate the water pumps. And I did connect that up. Why is that trip now then? There should be plenty of power to supply the water pumps, because the feed out to the factory is off, so that's all isolated. Well, we'll just hook up the generators for now, because we'll need to hop up here. There we go, we've reset the fuse. Oh dear, we really should have been able to do that because we've got batteries. We've got the batteries, that's no problem at all. So I don't really know why that was tripping. But there we go. Anyway, that's running, so we've got the water going. We'll hop the coal miner on. And we'll just wait for all the coal to get here. And here we are, it's starting to come in. We've got our overflow set up. There's absolutely nothing left in those containers right now. And yeah, it's all coming in, so that will start generating power for us pretty soon, considering that they should all be full of water. There we go, we've got some power coming in there. We can throw the switch and bring them online. And there we go, our production is higher than our capacity, so our emergency batteries are charging now. So they're charging back up, that'll be another couple of minutes. That's all lovely and fine. We've only used a couple of % of that to get things running, which is lovely. So we won't leave the coal on for too long, I don't think, because we'll switch over to fuel for now, I think. We'll use this as a bit of a backup supply. We'll turn the water pumps off. No, we'll leave the water pumps on. So we want the water full, because that's always the one that's a little bit tricky and sloshing around and everything. It takes a while to prime the system with the water, but yeah, that's all working very nicely. The only problem, of course, is these manifolds are putting a lot of coal in some of them, but not a lot in others. But anyway, that's essentially how you start up the coal power plant. You need a little bit of power from somewhere else to do it. That's always the problem with coal power. I mean, you can feed in the coal manually from something like this, and you can feed the water in from somewhere like that. So you can store it and keep it above where it needs to be, so it's got the no problems with the head lift. But you do still need a bit of power just to get things going, if you have absolutely no water or no coal on hand. So yeah, we'll wait for the coal to filter through. I'll leave all this on, I think. Once the emergency power supplies, there we go, that's charged, so we can isolate that, keep all that power in reserve. Okay, and just for safety, we can isolate this as well. It's kind of like launching a nuclear rocket with, you know, the twin keys. You need to be absolutely sure you want to use it. So anyway, we'll start up our fuel power plant. What we'll do is I've got the first 3 of these open and the rest of them are closed. So we're just going to run. We'll open up one side, see how that goes, and then we'll open up the other side. And then we'll see just how much power we actually need. So open that one. We'll keep an eye on this to see what the power supply is going to be like. How much power have we got in there? 1.3 megawatt hours. Yeah, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. If we threw the switch now, it would run for, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds, and then everything would turn off again. So maximum consumption, pretty high, but we never get that high. Really, it's always hovering around, I don't know, 1500, something like that, I think it was. Anyway, we had something online there. We had something. Ah, dearie me. It does take a while to get them all online. Why don't we open the other one as well? We'll open the other one as well. There's my mouse. Right, the flow is good. The flow is good. We've got plenty of fuel in storage. Really have been. We've been making an awful lot of plastic and rubber. I've hooked up the AI limiter and what is it? The circuit boards. So I've got those factories up and running now. All hooked up. Everything's done. And yeah, that consumes quite a bit of plastic. So I do need to... I think they're all running nicely now. These ones are coming on. That one at the end isn't operating quite... No, not quite enough. Not quite enough. These ones aren't going at all yet. But they'll come online regularly. They'll come online eventually. Our power levels are going up. The time to charge our batteries is dropping. So we're producing 1200. It's very nice. Probably don't have enough charge there yet to flip the switch. I really do want to flip the switch. See what happens. Let's flip it. So we are still about half. We've got 40 odd seconds of charge in there. So yes, indeed, you can either run it at, you know, near enough the capacity that you're actually using, or you can run it at full capacity and store all the power in your batteries. It's entirely up to you. It depends whether you need to, whether we need to use up the fuel in order to in order to get plastic and rubber. I really need to sort those out, actually. I'm thinking about whether to use a mod to just say, right, just produce plastic, don't bother with the yeah, there we go, that'll have tripped it because it's run out of battery power. Why don't we have batteries on this screen, actually? Interesting. Can we trip in here? There we go. Right, that's rebooted that. The problem, of course, is finding a normal power pole to reset the fuse. That's why I left one here. So this needs re-tripping as well. Despite the fact there's absolutely none. There's no production on that grid at all. So yes, once we get to... Well, it's not too bad, is it? We were around about 4,000 megawatts there. 4,000 megawatt load, near enough. If we're producing 2,700, I think that's probably all of those online now then. Are all these online? Yes, they are. We can open up some more. Open this. And open... I keep clicking the pipeline and not the valve. It happened in the last video as well, and it's really annoying. So let's have a look at this. Yes, there we go. We're near enough. We're near enough what we need to be, actually, aren't we? It's not too bad. We've got a bit of charge now. At least that charge is going to last for about 10 or 11 minutes. Should we get some more on the go? Oh, now we're charging. Takes us a very long time to charge at that rate, but still. Yeah, I'm gonna put them all on. So that's been a look at the power systems in my factory and how to start up the coal and fuel power plants, as well as emergency power supplies, battery backups, all the rest of it. So that'll take a good couple of hours to charge. I will probably have run out of fuel by then, although it seems to be flowing back into storage for some reason. Oh dear. Anyway, well, it's coming out of that one. It might just be sloshing into there. Anyway, that has been how my power works in the factory. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed that, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.